Read the words, people.
The misguided notion held by the public at large that stuttering is a speech impediment is indeed just that, a misguided notion. Stuttering originated as a form of code language to pass encrypted messages in the Dark Ages during the Crusades. They called this spoken code utter, literally meaning to speak. The knights who spoke this code became known as utterers, a very high-ranking position. Long after the Crusades had ended, ST was added to the original utter, and it became stutter, as it remains today. It wasn't until the mid-1900s that stuttering began to be misunderstood as a speech impediment rather than a form of spoken code language. Hello?
Please state the nature of your emergency.
Hitler was among the first to firmly believe that stuttering was a speech impediment rather than a form of spoken language or code language. He believed that the Jews had used their yarmulkes to curse his grandmother, causing her to stammer uncontrollably. So he sought to avenge her by starting World War, the number 2. And we all know how that ended. By now you may be thinking it is absolutely ridiculous to use stuttering as a form of code. Because, as a few brilliant scholars have pointed out, not only does it take more time to communicate a message in this way, but it can be easily deciphered and interpreted by the enemy. This misunderstanding of how stuttering works as a code language is precisely why it works so well. Ah! Stuttering works a lot like Morse code. As a matter of fact, Samuel F.B. Morse, who invented what is now known as Morse code, patterned it after the system used in stuttering. Morse code works on a system of dots and dashes, represented by long and short sounds to represent each letter in the alphabet. Similarly, stuttering uses the length of repeated words and/or pauses to represent letters, which can then be translated back into their original form. So you can see the actual stuttered message rarely has anything to do with what the speaker is saying. Instead, the meaning lies in the way the words are intentionally butchered and repeated, creating a very complex language. This language is rather hard to learn, and like you, many brilliant minds have been convinced that this is just an impediment with the speaker which must be overlooked.
Ulterior uses for stuttering. Stuttering for suspense.
Face it, stuttering creates suspense. It keeps you guessing what's going to come next. You can never really be sure what the speaker intends to say till he or she is finished speaking. Like a twist in a good story, a properly stuttered word can change completely before it is finished. It is expected that in the near future, modern filmmakers will turn to stuttering as a device to create suspense. What could possibly keep the audience more dumbfounded?
Getting girls.
It is a well-known rule of thumb that girls want what they can't have as well as what they know little about. That's where the whole tall, dark, and mysterious thing comes from. Guys, get a pencil and write this down. You absolutely must remain mysterious. Scientifically, we call this the elusive front. Being mysterious can be especially difficult, since girls tend to ask a lot of what, why, when, and where questions that seem to require an answer. Although it is an amazingly versatile tool, you must be careful not to overuse it.
Dude, you want to buy some sickles of death?
No, not now, but maybe later. Do you have like a website or something where I can get those?
Yes, it's www.icicles.death.com.
Alright, I'll try to remember that, man. Thanks a lot. Catch you later.
They're good.
Well, yeah. So anyway, as I was saying, it can get you out of some sticky situations, this whole stuttering for the ladies thing. But if overused, the girl is bound to think you're a man of lesser brain power and shun you accordingly.
Gaining sympathy.
There's nothing like a few slaughtered words to make even complete strangers feel downright sorry for you. Stuttering is extraordinarily useful when you're in need of some sincere, heartfelt sympathy.
Snow cones and dolphins and snow cones and dolphins.
Ah, man, I was just singing the song that I heard.
Money.
Oh, I don't see any.
No.
Oh, I don't have any money, Jim. You can have my keys to my car.
Keys?
Yeah, to my car.
I wanted money.
I don't have any money, man, but let me see. I have an iPod. You could sell that. See?
Ooh, sell.
An iPod Classic.
Yes. Thank you.
Maybe I shouldn't have just given that guy my iPod. However, you should be careful not to share this video with the rest of the world. Because once everybody understands the art of stuttering, the sympathy factor will completely disappear.
Hip-hop. Oh man, I got like some lettuce stuck in my grill.
Stuttering in its crude form has been widely adopted by modern hip-hop artists. Since the average song is 3.25 minutes long, rappers and hip-hop artists alike often find a need to extend their rather dull lyrics by using repetition. Represent. Hip-hop, hip-hop, hip-hop. Hummer. Hummer.
Yeah, cake.
It is true, stuttering has nothing to do with cake. Cake is quite delicious, so I thought it worthy of note.